For more on this, joining me now live from Busan, South Korea is Robert Kelly. He's a professor of political science at the Pusan National University. Great to have you here with us on TRT World, Professor. So tell me, what do you think his ouster means for political instability in the country? Is it finally coming to an end now?
Yeah, I think so. I think that there hasn't been that much rioting or public stress or anything like that on television today, right? The judgment was about 6 hours ago, sort of looking at the clock, and there's not been, sort of as far as I know, there hasn't been any deaths or striking or attacks on the police or bus burnings or something. Stuff like that did happen when there was an impeachment 8 years ago. There were 4 people who were killed in the ensuing street actions. That hasn't happened here, and so that's a good sign. It is a Friday, which means that if there's no real major action on the streets by, I suppose, Sunday evening, by the end of the weekend, that means that it has gone down, I suppose, reasonably well. I think there are diehards, as your report indicated, who will fight this and they will be unhappy, but it doesn't look like the more worrisome possibilities and scenarios of street violence. It doesn't look like those are coming true.
And what does this mean for the wider political spectrum of South Korea?
So I think now, according to the Constitution, the government is required to have an election 60 days hence. So that puts it at, I believe, July or June 4. Yoon Suk Yeol was a conservative, so I think it's widely expected now that the South Korean left, progressives, will win. Because Yoon Suk Yeol's violation of the Constitution was so egregious, I think the left's victory margin will be quite substantial, right? And I think South Korean right's going to be in the wilderness for a while, and so you're going to have a period of sustained left-wing governance because you also have the left controlling the parliament.
And Professor, I understand that majority of the country was in favor of his ouster, but there are still people who support the now former President Yoon Suk Yeol. What do you think their reaction will be in the wake of this decision? Do you find any possibility of them taking to the streets?
Like I said, I think the best opportunity for them, if they're really going to fight, right, and they've got to do it now. I hope they don't, right? But if they're going to riot, this is it, right? This is the weekend to do it, right? The judgment was 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago, Korea time, right? And so if they're not going to do anything now, then by Monday, that the momentum will sort of dissipate. It doesn't look like there's anything like that now. I do think that the conspiracy theories around the impeachment of the president will probably hang on. There is a kind of toxic environment on Korean YouTube that has propagated these ideas that the previous election in Korea was stolen. That's motivated a lot of the demonstrations that you guys are showing here in your reporting. I don't know if that's going to go away, right? Freedom of speech, you can't go after these guys, I suppose. So I do think there is a hard right, maybe 30% of the country, that will insist that Yoon has been improperly impeached and properly removed. But I think the South Korean left and center, that is to say a good 2/3 of the country, basically accepts this judgment, and the country will move on to the next election.
Fascinating insights. Professor Robert Kelly, thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. Appreciate your taking out the time.
Thank you for having me.